hope you can hear me. Okay, so I'm taking over the Dream Team tonight, and I am just gonna tell you all about me, my story, my struggles, and everything you need to know. So, my name is Cheryl Kotori. I am Presidential Diamond. I got started in 2012, January 2012, in this company, and the reason I joined was because I wanted to prove that it didn't work. What? Yep, I joined because I thought that it was a joke, that the products didn't work, that there was no way that it was, that something can give you those results instantly. So my plan, because here's my situation. I worked more than 40 hours a week, so did my husband. We worked for the same company. We lived in Philadelphia. We had to drive an hour to work and an hour back. And what was even worse was that, not only was the commuting time, but my kid, I could barely see him because I had to drop him off in the morning, go to work, come back home, pick him up, dinner, and get him ready for bed. So I felt like I wasn't spending any time with him, and he was 2 years old. But what really, really sucked was that we were working all that time, and we were still broke. So it really, really sucked. So, excuse me. Yeah, it was just horrible, and there was days that I could barely afford a gallon of milk. I couldn't afford anything. And I feel like I was failing my kid, I was failing my marriage, and I was just working to build other people's dreams. So, I was always ambitious in a way because, I graduated high school at 16 with my CNA license, phlebotomy's license, home health aid, all this other stuff. At 18, I got my life and variable annuities license in the state of Florida. Then, I went to nursing school, and I dropped out because, guess what? I don't like working for other people. I don't like giving 12 hours a day, for someone else. I want to live for me. We only get one life, so might as well enjoy it, right? So it was tough because I knew that I wanted to work for myself since I was young. And I was working in this company, and everything was great because they were a little lenient, okay? But even though I was getting a great paycheck, we were so in debt that there was times that I could barely afford a gallon of milk. Who can live like that? You know how horrible it is to have to go digging in your car for spare change just so you can go to Walgreens or Acme or somewhere and buy a gallon of milk, and then next thing you know, you drop it in your driveway and you spill the milk, and then there's real tears over spilled milk. So it was very tough, very tough. And that's the day that I promised myself that things were not going to stay this way. That's the day that I decided that things were going to be different. But I didn't know that this was going to be the way. I honestly thought it was a scam. But I remember that night praying, and I was like, God, please, give me something. I know there has to be something else. There has to be something more than just living like this. It can't just be this. It's not possible. And what's funny is that's the day that I started seeing the post about it works. And I laughed. I was like, yeah, that has to be a scam. That has to be photoshopped. There's no way that works. But it kept showing in my newsfeed over and over again for the next few days. And I was like, what the heck? So it finally got me curious. And then I decided that I did want to try it. And then I realized that I was too broke to try it. I didn't know anybody that sold it. The lady I just saw on Facebook. And, she wasn't even near me. She was in another state. So I needed to buy it from her. But I was broke. How was I going to do that? So I saw what the loyal customer program was. And I decided that it wasn't for me. Because what if it didn't work? I can't afford to be spending money on something that it's not going to work. I mean, hello? So I decided that I was going to try it at retail. And what did I do? Well, I went and I decided that I was going to save $99 so I can buy it at retail. But then, just as I made that decision, she posted, become a distributor for $99 and get a box of wraps in your kit. What? Hey, if it does work, I can share with my mom, I can share with my cousins, I can share with my sister, and my friends, and my high school friends, and oh my gosh, like, hey, if it does work, this could be what I'm looking for. So, when payday rolled up, I didn't even think about saving the money. I just went and I used my grocery money to buy my kit. So, I didn't even tell my husband because I knew what he was going to say. Next day, he sees that and he starts yelling at me and he stops talking to me for a few days. But it was worth it. It was worth it. And you can ask him that now. Like, it was definitely worth it. So what happened? Well, within, I as soon as I joined, I didn't wait to start posting about it because I decided, you know what? I do better when other people do it with me. So I went into the group like this one, where my sponsor added me to, and I told people, okay, people, cut the crap. Like, I want to know if this is real. Show me your belly pictures. I wanna put a face to the bellies. So come on, tag me in your pictures. And most people started me tagging me, like, this is me, this is me, this is me. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like, these people are actually seeing results. So guess what I did? I asked them if I could share them. I could share this with people. And they said, yeah. So I started posting those pictures right away. And I said, wow, check out this. Like, check this out. I'm about to do mine. Like, I just ordered mine. Who wants to order them with me? And guess what? My friends and my family, because they trusted me, they started saying yes. And they started joining me as little customers and as distributors. And I joined January 28th of 2012. By February 28th, I was already at Ruby just because I was not afraid. I mean, come on, think about it. Isn't there times where you go see a really, really good movie and then you have to share it with everyone? Like, oh my god, I need to talk to you about this movie because it's amazing. Well, that's how I felt about this. Because these people that I just met in a group, they put a face to the belly, and it was them, and I believed them. So because I had that belief system, I knew that it could work. So I just went along with it. And guess what? People that trust you will go along with it too. So don't be afraid of asking. So I remember I started asking, and I asked everyone. I mean, my first distributor was my mom. Like, she had no choice. She's like, well, what's that? And I said, well, it's this rep that is supposed to do this. And she said, well, what are you going to do for me? And I said, well, sign up as a distributor. And she did. And she was my first distributor. And honestly, like, it was crazy. My first 30 days, by the end of February, I had gotten to Ruby. But it didn't end there because my friends and my family that had joined the business now with me because they were excited, they caught the excitement from me and they were spreading the excitement. And then they started enrolling their friends and family. And they started spreading this contagiousness of awesomeness of the rap industry with people. And it was awesome. And everyone was promoting quickly. And my second month in the business, I made it to Emerald. My third month, I made it to Diamond, and I got the $10,000 bonus. My fifth month, I made it to Double Diamond, but there wasn't a Double Diamond bonus yet. But hey, I still did it. And guess what? By now, my husband's like, okay, you know what? Keep doing that. But he still didn't believe in the business. He's like, well, this might come and it might go away tomorrow. But it wasn't like that. My 8th month, I made it to Triple Diamond. 8 months, Triple Diamond. And it was just amazing. I remember I got to go to Dash. I got to meet Mark Pentecost, Pam Souder, Mike Portello, and all these other, like, leaders, Cammy Dempsey, and all these people. And I was like, wow, like, these are real people. And something that really, really got to me was that my husband caught the excitement. He was like, oh, this is real. So finally, like, to have Mark Pentecost go up to my husband and say, no, 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 I got your back. We got this. This is real. That changed everything. So fast forward to my first conference, it was just amazing. So seriously, you have to go to conference. You have to go to conference. You know, it's gonna change your life. So that was just amazing. It blew my mind, and the excitement was just crazy. Even my husband, like, he started to change. He was more positive, more excited about things, and it was just crazy. And something that I loved was they always have these awesome announcements at conference. And that's when they announced the $50,000 presidential diamond for the first time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can do that. I can get that. So I was very excited. I was ready to run and get to work. And then I get home and my son is sick to the point that he almost passed away. But what's really, really upsetting was the fact that I remember having to spend 2 weeks in the hospital with him. And just, you know, my boss at the time, who was my friend, kept calling me like, hey, when are you coming to work? Because we got to do payroll. We have to do, you know, this. We have to do that. And, you know, I understand that it wasn't personally, like, it wasn't that she had a problem with me personally, or the fact that my son was in the hospital. In fact, like, they sent him a basket of goodies. But it was the fact that they needed me, but not that they needed me, the fact that I could be replaced because I didn't have the time to be in the hospital with my son. I didn't have that extra time. So it was very tough, but that made me realize that I was right. I was not meant to be bossed around. I knew that I wanted to be my own boss. I knew that I wanted to make my own hours since I was a kid. So that's what I decided, that that's what I was going to do. So as soon as I left the hospital, I remember I gave I gave them a month notice. And, you know, I gave them a month notice, and I was like, great, I'm quitting. I'm retiring my job. And that's how I told people. You know, I didn't tell them I'm quitting my job. No, I was retiring my job because I rewired my mind, and I was going to kick some butt with it works. And that was my mentality. And I was like, I'm going to get a $50,000 bonus, so I need my focus. And my son needs me. And that's why I did it. And, you know, around that time, before I left that job, I found out that I was pregnant. And I was like, great, now I can enjoy my pregnancy. You know, this is awesome. So I was working my business. I was pregnant. I was happy. I had my son. And I was like, this is going to be a piece of cake. Because excitement is contagious. Well, what happens? Life happens. And this happens to anybody. This is what you have to realize. Life happens to everyone. I had a miscarriage, and it was devastating. I was so depressed, I didn't want to get up from bed. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to do anything. I was just, I couldn't grasp the idea that my baby was no longer there. So it was very tough for me as a mom. And, you know, and it was tough on my business. But guess what? Something you have to understand about this business, the residual income stays. What does that mean? I was still getting paid a month in bed because I had to get the DNC done twice. So I had to get that done twice. So we're talking about 4 weeks in bed, you know, with depression, with everything, in pain, and I was still getting paid. But not only that, my team, because I share the excitement and I taught them how to dream and how to see that things were possible, they continued to work. They were still reaching their dreams without me. But not only that, 4 days before the end of the month, they called me up and they're like, hey, guess what? Look at the e-suite. My promotion is done. And I was like, what? So I look at the e-suite 3 days before the month is over, and guess what? I was Presidential Diamond. So during everything that I was going through, my team, who's now my family, kept working on their dreams. And because I helped them dream and they kept, working on their dreams, I achieved my dream of getting to that presidential diamond and getting that $50,000 bonus. Sometimes life happens to us and we just want to sit back and do nothing, or sit back and quit. But we need to realize that, it's okay to go talk to your team about what's happening to you, because these are your family, these are your friends, and they're the ones that are going to carry you through. And I don't mean, like, be negative 24/7 or anything like that. No, but guess what? It's okay. And guess what? You will come back. And guess what? You're going to come back stronger. And you are going to continue to reach your dreams. Because you taught them to dream. You taught them that it was possible to get their dreams, okay? So it's a big thing. You guys are the dream team. Come on. Seriously, get on dreaming if you haven't yet. So again, it was such a blessing, because I had just left my job. I was going through something very, very tough for me and my family, and I still promoted within It Works. And the craziest part that I still can't believe is my income tripled overnight. Like, didn't double, it tripled overnight. So that year, come on, I reached a 6-figure annual income. Like me, the failure, the college dropout, the one that I couldn't afford a gallon of milk, the one that just sat there crying over spilled milk. Me, I could do it. And I'm extremely shy. And it was just like, wow. Like, people can actually do make money with these type of businesses. And it's insane, because, sometimes we think, well, that's you. You're going to be successful. No. You have to believe that you can do this business. You have to believe that you can be successful. And guess what? You will be successful. So, it hasn't been easy. It didn't stay easy. In fact, 5-6 months after I got presidential, my upline quit. And guess what? She took some of my teammates. Did I quit? No. Did I cry? Maybe a little. Was I angry? Yeah. But guess what? That only made me determined to get to ambassador. That made me only determined to fight for this. Because guess what? My family deserves it. My team's family deserves it. Just because one person left, it doesn't mean it's over. It might be over for them because they weren't strong enough to keep going. But guess what? I know I can, and I know you can too. So, things, success is a roller coaster. You have your ups, you have your downs. You have your ups, you have your downs. But guess what? Even if it does this, it still continues to go up, okay? So don't ever, ever, ever think that you're not worth it. Don't ever, ever think that, well, my whole team quit. Guess what? Who cares? Just because they quit on their dreams doesn't mean that you have to quit on yours. So keep on working. Continue to kick butt. And, it's just, I don't know if you feel it yet, but I have this feeling and this excitement that I haven't gotten since I first joined in this business. Like something big is happening. Like, Mark, Mike, and Pam have this crazy idea they're going to reveal to us in the next few weeks. And I know it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen by the end of this year, definitely it's going to happen by conference. But it's coming. And guess what? That's going to change everyone's lives here. So, I'm very excited about everything that's happening. I'm very excited about all the success that everyone is seeing in this business. And, compared to other companies, this company, the top 75, the top 100, it's always changing. If you look at other companies, the same top 75, the same top 100, it's the same people that's been top 100 for the past 10, 20 years. With It Works, that changes. And guess what that means? And what's really funny is the biggest percentage of the people that are top 50, top 75, are new distributors that have been barely in for under 2 years. So isn't that crazy? That, sometimes people say, well, I'm new in this business and I'm never going to be able to be top 100 because it's new and, the time for the top people have passed. No! You decide what you're going to do for your business. You can be top 100. You can be top 10 if you want to. It's all up to you, Dream Team. And guess what? Sarah really believes in you guys. That's why she called you guys the Dream Team. So, listen. You guys can do this. And your leader, whoever it is, your upline, they believe in you. And I believe in you. And Mark, and Pam, and Mike, and Cindy, and Tiffany, and everyone believes in you. So if one day you feel like you don't believe in yourself, just go and watch Pam Souter's post, or Mike Patela's post, or Mark Paneco's post, because they're talking to you. They believe in you. So there's a BOGO going on, and it's exciting, and you should all be sharing about it. So tips that I might have for you: don't quit, don't give up. If something's not working for you, find something else. So what worked for my upline didn't work for me. What might work for me might not work for my downline or my sideline. So there's always a way when there's a will. So you want to have, be successful with it works, go and get it done. So I'm excited, and you should be too. And Dream Team, the takeover was fun. Let me know. I'm gonna stay for a few minutes, see if anyone has some questions. And let me see. Nope, we're good. I'm gonna give it like 2 minutes, a couple minutes. So if nobody has any questions, it has been awesome, this takeover. You guys deserve this, and I know you can do it. So I think we're good. So you have an awesome night.
This message will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.